So Alex, tell me a little what's going on in your life, and I want to tell you some things that's going on at our end. So here is the really big news. In 2019, you came to our conference, and I talked about the virtual SIPs. That the way to communicate uncertainty as data in a way in which it would obey both the laws of arithmetic and the laws of probability, right? How could anyone even understand what we're talking about? Yeah, good luck with that, because as we all know, if demand goes down, you're not going to make your $1 million. And if demand goes up, you're in trouble because you're capped at 100,000 units. I mean, this again is the flaw of averages. There's a nonlinearity. So we're going to do the arithmetic of uncertainty here to estimate the chance that a 6-foot statistician will drown in this particular river. So first, we count. It's just a count if statement. Let's just count the number of times that the river was greater than 6 feet.
Iron ore, for example. Or
let's
coal.
take iron ore, and let's take one other.
Coal.
Great. But now we're going to have a SIP of 1,000 iron ore prices. Now, as we do this, we can then say, okay, what are some realistic prices for these things, by the way? I mean, just roughly speaking.
100, 200 per ton.
Good. It's a completely open standard, Python R, chance calc.
This is such a wonderful illustration.
So it's more, it's not only that you did the risk of the coal market and I did the risk of the iron ore market. It's that I can add my risk to your risk, or someone else, the chief risk officer, can add up all our risks to get the portfolio risk. And notice I've included an abacus over here because in theory, you could do this on an abacus, but it would take a long time. The light bulb is like chance calc. The 60 cycle current standard is the SIP Math 3.0 standard. And then, of course, Python.
If you haven't seen it, go back and watch the replay. It's available.
But anyway, Python, the SIP Math tools, and other things down here. Now, here is the first 3.0 SIP Math power plant. And this is the analytic solver from Frontline Systems. And these are all the controls for the analytic solver at the top. So let me describe the JSON a little bit. And now here are the SIPs. And I just have one SIP here. And the SIP, this one is called unbounded. It's like, it's like auto-correcting code or something. And in earlier examples of probability management, that has absolutely happened to me. But let me show you how this changes the way you think, right? This opens up a whole new level of thought. And so that maximizes money. If I go that direction, my average profit comes down. So the way I refer to that is that anything to the right of 70,000 capacity is just plain nuts. And that is the flaw of averages. So I think that kind of sums it up. So many wonderful things going on. Oh, and Alex, now is the time for us to go back to commodity prices. And in particular, I think, Alex, it would be so fun for us to start generating libraries of commodity prices to just look at some of these little decisions.
We're ready. So it's like you've created this amazing thing that was already amazing, and now you double the amazement.
And I don't have time to get into it, but there are places where the alternating current gets you stuff you can't possibly do with a direct current. So let me run down the ABCs really quickly here. A, assess the impact of the uncertainty. In our little capacity planning model, well, what happens if iron ore and coal both go up and down together? But let me show you one more example here of, I've got this concept I call limbic analytics, where you can connect the seat of the intellect to the seat of the pants.
But as a simulation where the management can change their assumptions and immediately on the go see the effect of that change.